All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We're back from getting the tags updated, getting my custom Uberman plate transferred, back from the exhaust shop. It has been a day. Here's how we got the exhaust run. Right out behind the back tire. You can probably hear it. This is true dual exhaust, which means there's no crossover pipe, no X pipe, none of that. Let's move that out of the way. Looks great. It sounds great. I know we already did a walk around once, so I'm not gonna make this video a walk around of the truck so much. I want to pop the hood, show you guys something, maybe get some of your thoughts. I did spend a lot of my years working on old vehicles like this one, but keep in mind it's been a while, so maybe some of you, I guess what people call old school folks out there, could give me some insight here. Here's the fuel filter, right? Take a look at it. Is it just me, or does it look like there's no fuel in here? It's dry as a bone. There's literally like nothing in it. Now, I don't know if that's normal or not, but here's what we've got. Let me go to the inside of the truck. Here's the one issue that is a little concerning to me. I'm not overly worried because, I mean, I did drive at 110 miles home, right? As I hit the accelerator pedal, right here, can you see the steering wheel shaking? Hopefully you can see that, I don't know. When I tap the gas just barely, I got a vibration. Right about here, things start shaking. Maybe you can see it on the hood, I don't know. The steering wheel's shaky, the hood's shaky, like I've got a definite vibration right here at this low RPM. When I let off, the vibration goes away. When I rev it up a lot more, about here, vibration doesn't seem so bad, but it's like cruising speeds, 45 miles an hour or so, you can feel a vibration in this truck. And I don't believe it's the tires because I've got it in park. That's the important thing to remember. This thing is in park, it's not in gear. And when I rev it up, I wish I had a tack, but when I rev it up, there is a definite vibration coming from the engine. Now my thoughts are, this could be an imbalance in the flywheel. I don't know if this is a weighted flywheel or if this engine is internally balanced. I'm assuming it's balanced by the flywheel. So it could be a mishap with the flywheel, but I can't stop wondering about this damn fuel filter right here that just doesn't seem to have anything going through it at all. Now, maybe that's normal. I don't know. And someone mentioned before that air cleaner is way too small for a 350. I agree with you. That air cleaner's got to go. It's definitely too small in diameter and in height for a 350 motor. But a lot of you had some questions for me, so I want to address those right now. All right, so there seems to be some concern about my finances and me losing money on some of these cars. A few of you in particular seem to be just exceptionally concerned with my financial well-being and my ability to manage my own money. Some of you have said some just ridiculous off-the-wall shit, which is fine. There's always going to be a few assholes out there. I understand that. I can be an asshole too. Typically, I just choose not to be. So let's start with this truck. I've had one person that said the truck was a heap of shit. It was nothing more than a pile of junk, and spending $3,200 on it was absolutely stupid. To that person, I say go fuck yourself. All right. When you start making my money, all right, when you're pulling in my $130,000 plus a year, you can spend your money however you want, and until then, let me spend my money the way I want to. Number two, the concern over me losing money. Some people are like, why aren't you concerned? You don't know how to run a business. Why would you lose the 03 Chevy? You threw away over $2,000. You've got to be concerned. This has to be a problem. Let me explain something. I really don't talk about my finances much because it's really none of anybody's business. But in this case, since enough people seem genuinely concerned about my money, I typically keep between $10,000 and $13,000 in the bank. That is money free and clear to use as I see fit. $10,000 to $13,000 is usually sitting in the bank at any given time in my life. On top of that, I have about another $8,000 to $10,000 in credit, available credit that can be used at any time I choose. So, I think when you compare my finances to probably most people's, I'm a pretty independent guy. I don't have a whole lot to worry about. I have a lot of revenue coming in from a lot of different places, not just YouTube, not just Uber referrals or Lyft referrals or my job with Maestro. I do a lot of things, a lot of different things a lot of people don't even know about. So please do me a favor. Don't worry about me losing money on cars. All right. Don't stress yourself out over me potentially going bankrupt or something over losing $2,000. I don't mind, and this is important. I really hope you guys listen to me on this. I think most of you probably already understand, but there seem to be a few that don't understand business. Let me explain this. In the tax bracket that I'm currently in, the IRS loves to take a nice fat chunk of money out of my pocket every single year. In fact, they would prefer to do it every quarter, but I choose to pay it out every year, and the IRS has yet to have a problem with that. I pay my taxes. But here's something that you few don't seem to understand. That is, when you make the kind of money I do and you are taxed in the manner that I am taxed, when you take a $2,000 loss on a vehicle or a $1,000 loss on a vehicle, this is actually a positive experience. Okay? Let me explain why. When I lose $3,000 on two vehicles, do you know what happens? That money is not income. That is a loss. That is money that I get to write off. Now, that's not to say that I got back $3,000 from the IRS. It does not work that way. But I don't have to pay the taxes on that money. So, I have a choice. I can either make all the money that I make, keep it all, not lose any of it, and then pay the IRS for doing nothing for me. The IRS does nothing for me but take my money. I can either do that, or I can take a few losses here and there. I can lose money, which in turn helps somebody else. The money I lose on, say, that 03 Chevy truck, or the money I lost on, hell, I already forgot what the car before that was. The money I lose on these things, this isn't hurting me. I would love to make a profit more often, of course, but the money I lose is going towards helping my fellow person. My loss is their gain. They're getting a vehicle that I worked my ass off on, a vehicle that I worked hard to make sure is going to be something strong and reliable for them in the future. That's something I'm proud of, and if that means I need to lose some money for them to come up, for them to have a gain, that's fine with me, because I would rather pass my hard-earned money on to these people that are buying my cars, putting their faith that I'm selling them something strong and reliable. I'd rather lose the money to them, okay, than to give the money to the Internal Revenue Service. So I don't know why I even needed to explain this. There's just so many people coming on saying, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to run a business. When it's actually the exact opposite. You obviously don't understand how much money I make, and you don't understand how I run a business. I pass on the money that I would be paying to the IRS to these people. And in turn, they get a better vehicle at a lower price, of course. I sell the vehicle fast so I can move on to the next one. And that is money I no longer have to pay taxes on. It's a win-win-win. There's no losing here. Now, obviously, you can't make a living losing money. But again, keep in mind, I make over $130,000 a year. And that's not bragging. There's plenty of people all around me that live over here that make tons more than that, okay? That's fine for me. I'm happy with what I make. But please, don't come in here and tell me that I don't know how to run a business. I have been doing this since 2004, okay? That is, 14 years I've been running my own business. I've been doing my own taxes. I understand how much I need to lose in a year to offset my taxes enough so that I actually come out ahead. All right, it works out beautifully. It's beautiful for them, it's beautiful for me, and at the same time, it's a big fuck you to the IRS. Please, I'm sorry if there's kids watching, I do apologize. I'm not gonna edit that out though. I strongly believe that your money is your money to keep. My money is my money. The IRS ain't got any right to take your money from you, and they don't have any right to take my money from me. I work hard for what's mine. I know you work hard for what's yours. So I try to pass my savings, if you will, my losses onto, no, that's saying it wrong. I'm not passing my losses on to the people. I'm passing a good deal on to somebody else, and in turn, I am saving money on what I would have had to have paid to the IRS anyway. So please understand that. I hope I clarified that for you. And for the people that said that this truck wasn't worth $3,200, I want to clear that up too. This is kind of a clarification video for some of you. You know, to each their own. To you, this truck may be worth $800. To me, this truck was worth $3,200 because that's what I paid for it. And I think the thing that a lot of people don't understand is there is not a set price for every item. You know what? I could take one item. I could take a cup of coffee from Starbucks. I could sell it to you for $3, all right? And obviously I'd take a loss on it, right? Because a cup of coffee is $5. You could take a cup of coffee from Starbucks. You might be able to pass it on to somebody else for $7. The cup of coffee doesn't have a set value. You understand? That's the analogy here. No one item has a specific value. Any given item's value is whatever the person buying it feels that it's worth. Period. So yes, for you, this truck may be a pile of shit, maybe a hoopty, a big hunk of junk. For me, this is a classic, man. This is a truck that's going out of style. This is a truck that's hard to find anymore. Now, with that said, I want to explain this purchase. A lot of you are asking what my plans are, and I got some big plans. In fact, my plans may be bigger than my budget. Let's just put it that way. What are my plans with the truck? I did pay $3,200 for it, and let me tell you why real quick. I went to an estate sale. This was not an estate sale. Some of you asked, where did I get this truck? I got it on Craigslist. I found it 110, 120 miles away in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The guy wanted $3,500. I was able to talk him down to $3,200, and I was able to take a 41-year-old truck. I am 38. This is a 41-year-old truck that's original, and I was able to drive it 100 plus miles home. To me, that's a win. So now to answer the question, why did I spend so damn much on this old beater? You know, there's a few reasons to that, but the primary one is because in my market, that's another thing a lot of people don't think about. Just because you could find this in your market for $800, which I find highly unlikely, but I'll play along. If you can find this in your market for $800, you cannot find this in my market for $800. You can't. This is Oklahoma, all right? This is Cowboy Nation. Everybody, their mother, their brother, and their fucking dog is looking for something like this. Now, if people had more money out here, they'd be looking for this, the late 60s and early 70s. Some of my favorite body styles. But this is a classic square body nonetheless, in original condition, not rusted out. The frame is good, the bed is good, the floorboards are good, the cab corners are good. Are you kidding me? Don't let the paint fool you. All right, yeah, the paint's rough, but the body is straight. The body can get another coat of paint, and this thing will look almost brand spanking new again. It's difficult to find a 40-year-old anything that runs and drives and has a solid motor, solid transmission, solid rear end, solid, by the way, the suspension is tight. This is a solid suspension. This is a great work truck, all right? So I paid $3,200 for it because I went to an estate sale. I found a heavy half, a 79 heavy half that was rusted out, but it ran. Don't know if it drove because it's an auction car. That thing, I bid it up to $2,250. I bid it up to $2,250 and I got beat out at $25. All right, This was a rusted out heavy half ton. It went for $2,500. Just a heavy half, plain Jane truck, decent looking, long bed, rusted out though, $2,500. I found another one. I found a 77, it's not a Bonanza, it's like a Scottsdale or something, a 77 Chevy C10. The problem with that for me is that's a half ton. I really wanted a 3/4 ton for the occasions I pull a trailer, and I plan on buying a boat soon. So I want to be able to do that, haul some wood and stuff without having to worry about the ass end squatting down like it did on my Silverado. So that one had mismatched body panels, so it had been in an accident. It had an engine noise that the guy couldn't describe. Basically, the truck was screwed, all right? And the guy was asking $2,500 for it. $2,500. This is 32. $2,500 for a truck that's got all kinds of problems, mismatched body panels. The same thing with the heavy half. You know, $2,500 for a rusted out truck, or $3,200 for one that's solid. A real solid, classic square body. Now, the truth of the matter is, if I had more money at my disposal, I would have gone with an older one. I would have gone with the late 60s. I love those body styles. But for the money I had available, that I was comfortable, I should say, money I'm comfortable spending on something like this, was around $3,500. I found this for $32. I got the tags and everything done for $170. I got the exhaust done for $435, and that's from the engine all the way back, dual exhaust, 2 mufflers, $435 because I got an awesome exhaust guy. Any of you folks in Oklahoma looking for a guy that does some amazing work, he's reliable, and he's reasonably priced. I will not call him cheap. He does not do cheap work, but he is very reasonably priced. A&A Muffler in Midwest City on Douglas Boulevard across the Tinker Air Force Base. His name is Tim. That guy has been doing me right on my cars for years, and he does more than exhaust. He's a mechanic and all that. I had to do a plug for him because he's done some amazing work for me, and I really appreciate that guy. So anyway, that's pretty much it. All right, in my market, these things are hot. In fact, these things are hot in a lot of markets. It's hard to find one, and when you do, you're not going to get it for $800. Like I said, maybe you can. I can't. It doesn't happen here. There have been a total of three of these body style trucks on Craigslist in my market. Period. And that's all of Oklahoma. That's Tulsa, Stillwater, Oklahoma City. That is all over the state of Oklahoma. I've been able to find 3 on Craigslist. And maybe you think I overpaid. I think I got a good deal. For those of you that think that this is nothing more than an old junky truck, I disagree with you. This is classic, man. This is what trucks used to be. Now, I've driven new trucks. I've got a $40,000 Mustang GT. All right, great car, lots of fun. But they don't make anything like they used to make trucks. They don't. This is heavy metal. This is solid. This is an engine that has not aluminum. Shit. This is an engine that is made out of cast iron. Heads that are made out of cast iron. No catalytic converters came on a 3/4 ton in '77. It's got a cast iron intake manifold. This is the real deal. This is a big, solid, heavy truck, and they just don't make them like this anymore. You know something else I like about it? I spend a lot of time chasing down gremlins, electrical gremlins, or computer problems, sensor problems that ghost, and then they come back and you just can't track down what the issue is, and you end up replacing parts till you figure it out. No computer in this truck. This engine runs off of, what, 4 or 5 wires total to make the engine run? You can't do that with a modern car. You know, no smog, there's no emissions, there's no check engine light, there's no computers. It is what it is. It's mechanical. It's solid. It's carbureted. I love it. I love a carburetor. I love pumping the gas in the morning. I love on a cold day having to play with the gas pedal trying to get it to start. I'm sorry, I missed that. I really missed that. This is what I wanted. This is what I got. I hope you guys are excited about it, because most of you seem to be, but there's several of you that seem to be really negative about it. So just wanted to clarify this for you guys. Now, to end this video, what are my plans for this thing? Man, like I said, I got plans that are bigger than my budget, I guarantee you. A lot of you asking, keep it original, rebuild it exactly the way it was. I'm sorry to tell you that's not going to happen. And for those of you that don't know, this Bonanza, 1977 was the only year they ever did this molding with the gold color, that yellow. It's kind of yellow, but I'm pretty sure it used to be a gold color. 77 Bonanza, only year they did that. So a lot of people are going to be pissed off at this, but I'm taking all that off. I'm taking these mirrors off too. These are original. I'm taking the running boards off. They're aluminum. Those are going. Mirrors are going to get replaced. All of this trim all over the truck is going to get pulled off. And I'm going to paint it a solid color. It's going to be red, but I haven't decided if it's going to be a crimson metallic red like my old Mustang was, or if it's going to be more of like a fire engine bright red. But the paint job is probably going to be one of the first big things that we do to this in the near future. I plan on having this thing completely repainted, bed liner, probably Rhino line because of the fifth wheel. It's going to be difficult to put a bed liner in it to drop in, so we're going to need to Rhino line that, clean it up. Probably maybe replace the grill with something a little more modern, maybe like a, what did they call them? Is it a bullet grill or billet aluminum grill? I don't remember. You know what I'm talking about. Maybe a different grill. The rims, I don't know yet. As far as the rims go, I may just keep them as they are, paint them black, and put the original factory hubcaps, try to clean those up, put the hubcaps back on it. Maybe put some chrome mirrors on it to go with that chrome bumper and stuff. The interior, I'll do a kit. I found a kit for the dash pad and the doors. I'll replace all that. I'll replace the dash pad and the doors. The radio, I'm going to leave the stock radio in it, but I'm probably going to do like a hide-a radio either in the glove box or somewhere. I'll put a different stereo in it, some speakers, so you can actually have some reasonable music to listen to. I am going to redo the air conditioning. It's missing the air compressor and the hoses and everything that go to it, so I'm going to end up having to redo the whole air conditioning. The transmission, I don't know if I'm going to keep the TH400. I'm thinking of going with a 700 R4. That's an overdrive training. The engine, I'm torn on that. My initial thought was to drop a 454 in it. That would have been the biggest motor that they put in this truck originally. And yeah, I'm thinking about a 454, but at the same time, I found some really, 454s are expensive, brand new. I'm not talking about reman, I'm talking brand new. 454s run $5,000 to $6,000. That's steep, that's a lot of money. For me, that's a lot of money anyway. So what I found alternatively were some 350s. Brand new 350 cubic inch engines that have been souped up just a little bit, just enough to give them, you know, around 350, 360 horsepower. I think that would work as well. The rear end's got 410s in it. Now this thing will pull in a heartbeat, it'll scoot right down the road, but if you're gonna spend any time on the interstate, 410's not gonna do it. I can tell you right now, this engine was wound up tighter than a Swiss Army watch going down the highway at 75 miles an hour because of the 410s in the back. So maybe we need to drop the gear ratio down to 3.08, somewhere around there. I'm not real familiar with gears, but we may need to do a rear end swap. That's something I'm not comfortable doing myself. I can swap the motor myself. I can swap the transmission myself. Hell, I could rebuild the motor if I wanted to. I'm quite capable of doing all of that. The rear end, though, I have no experience in rear ends. I'll have to send it somewhere. Paint will probably send it somewhere for. We're going to need tires. We're going to need new shocks front and back because there's really no shocks left. This is a project truck. But a lot of you ask, are you going to keep it or sell it? I'll be honest with you, everything has a price. Everything is for sale. So if I got the right offer on it, I'd probably let it go. But I really want to keep this. Not just as a work truck, not just to tow trailers. I'm going to daily drive this starting today. Starting today, I'm taking this 40-year-old truck that's been sitting, and I'm going to start driving the living shit out of it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm putting this thing back on the road because that's what it deserves. It doesn't deserve to be parked in the yard somewhere. It doesn't deserve to be parked in a garage. This thing deserves to be driven. It's what it was made for. And even though the gas mileage is going to kill me, that's what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to daily drive it. We're going to fix it up on this channel together. You guys are going to get to see the whole process. And if somebody makes me a damn good offer, I'll sell it. And if they don't, we'll keep working on it until it's done the way I feel it should be done. I'm going to make this my truck the way I want it to be, the way I want it to look, the way I want it to run. And we're going to do it together. So thank you guys for joining me. This is the beginning of what I hope to be a fairly long journey. This is going to take a lot of time, a lot of time. And I really appreciate being able to share this with you. Thank you guys. If you enjoy my content, please give it a thumbs up, man. Help me out there. Comment. Leave me a comment below. I read them all. I really do. I know some people think that I just say that, but I really do read them all. It's just answering every comment can be really, well, it's impossible. But let's do this, man. I'm excited. I have so much fun with this truck already, and my plans are just, my mind, you know, the wheels in my brain are just spinning on what to do with this thing. We're gonna make it nice, and we're gonna do it together. So comment below, like the video, please share it. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that would love to see an original square body like this that's still in this good a condition. And although I hate taking away from basically the patina, it really has pretty good curb appeal. I know it's a little rough, but that's kind of what makes it attractive to me. But we're gonna spruce it up, man. We're gonna get this going. Thank you guys for watching. I'm rambling on because I'm so excited about this. If you have any insight into what may be causing that vibration, I know without seeing it and playing with it, you don't know. But if you're local, hey, you're more than welcome to come out and take a look. I'd appreciate we'll do a video or something. But if you got any ideas on that fuel filter that seems to have almost no fuel flowing through it, let me know what you think. That vibration, let me know what you think, because it does. When you get on the road 45, 50, you start feeling the vibration through the whole truck. I thought it was a drive shaft. I thought maybe it was a flywheel. It can't be the drive shaft because it does it in park. So that pretty much leaves the flywheel, or there's something else causing it, and I just don't know. Maybe harmonic balancer? I don't know. Comment below, tell me what you think. I could actually use your help on this one. So let's do this together. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay safe, everybody. I will catch you in the next one.